Imagine a battlefield where the enemy doesn't just outgun you, they outtime you, striking from moments that haven't happened yet and retreating into seconds that no longer exist. You are part of the legendary Seventh Cavalry, thrust into the Timefall War, a conflict where history is not a record, but a weapon to be wielded and rewritten. But when you discover that your last mission isn't about holding a line in space, but about anchoring reality itself against a tide of temporal chaos, you realize that victory isn't about firepower, it's about precision, causality, and the sheer audacity to fight a war across centuries through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics. Welcome to the last mission of the Seventh Cavalry, the first pulse-pounding, atmospheric, and deeply strategic installment in Charley Brindley's military time travel thriller series. If you love temporal warfare tropes, historical military sci-fi, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching protagonists navigate a hostile timeline through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative fiction, blending the visceral crunch of tactical combat with the profound weight of existential duty. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist's deployment to a critical juncture in history, thrusting them into a race against time to prevent a paradox before it erases their unit from existence entirely. The atmosphere is thick with the hum of strained chronal engines, the static of encrypted comms, and the creeping dread of knowing that every decision could branch into a timeline where they are never born. Brindley excels at capturing the psychological toll of isolation, making every tactical maneuver, every resource allocation, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble where the price of failure is not just death, but eternal displacement. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular time trooper trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about shooting lasers, it's about understanding the complex ecology of causality, managing limited resources, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who rely on brute force and superior technology. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer enemy strategies, craft overpowered gear from rare drops, and completely shock arrogant elites with unconventional trap-heavy tactics is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory. But beyond the stats and the slaughter, the soul of the Timefall War lies in its characters and the heavy burden of memory. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating gamer, they are a deeply human individual struggling to maintain their humanity in a system that views them as data. They quickly form bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of fellow survivors who help them navigate the treacherous waters of the new social order. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as their squad watches them casually calculate the damage output of a coordinated strike. Their unbreakable trust provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major conspiracy or a rival faction's assault forces the protagonist to push their abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming magical firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, they completely shatter the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of skills and crafting to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. The last mission of the Seventh Cavalry is a triumph of the LitRPG and fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Charley Brindley has crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a stat sheet and a strategy guide. Plug in your headphones, check your stats, and join the climber. The system is live, but his future is bright.